welcome to Roast Mortem. It's a fine show, goddammit. My name's Tom.
I'm Travis.
I'll be your Cody for this evening.
And I'm Mike.
Mike made it all the way here. He traveled many hours to get to my
I'm so
house.
proud of you.
Very far.
Last minute. Travis left me. Cody is leaving Hawaii. There's so much happening here. So before we get into history, what's going on, everyone? How's your weeks?
Terrible.
Your week is terrible?
Lost my fucking broke my tooth.
Oh, yeah, you broke your tooth again.
Yeah.
You look hot.
I look very British.
I keep seeing this trend online now about girls trying to make the gap in their teeth bigger and by shoving shit in it.
I don't
they
like
put like
that.
a screwdriver in there.
Yeah, so maybe you're just on trend, Mike.
That's what I like to be very trendy.
So what kind of screwdriver did you shove in your mouth to get that out?
A very hard bagel.
Why was it?
Very delicious one, I will
Why
say.
was it
but
hard?
It was ruined immediately.
One of those Phillips head bagels?
It wasn't hard. It was like a nice crispy, like a nice bagel. Like, you know what I mean? From New York, you know what I'm talking about. Like the fucking, they're still kind of tough. They're not like super soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you pick them up at 11 a.m., they've been sitting out since 4 in the morning.
That's still soft.
While technically fresh in the middle, the outer bit of a bagel, the crust, it can get. So, rest in peace, your front of your head.
Cap, yeah.
Yeah,
and I thought the cream cheese would ooze the fucking.
That's not how
bite,
physics work.
Nah,
Yeah, it
dude.
didn't. Yeah, it didn't work. The tooth actually blended into the cream cheese. I swallowed it. So.
Mike,
I did swallow it.
Yeah.
I want to see you eat a crab. Like where you're just like, oh, dude, it's so
I can't.
so soft on the inside, so you just bite through that shell, dog.
Have you ever heard of a soft shell a crab burger where they just
Yes.
that is the most insane fucking thing.
I
to me.
love
Dude,
it.
them shits are delicious.
Oh,
It's a fucking crab just microwaved on a burger.
I love it.
It's just- what the fuck?
Oh, dude, that's so good.
That's like the laziest shit I've ever seen.
You try breading something and try to pass it off as not a spider.
Yeah.
That's how the fisherman
How
caught
the fuck are
it.
you supposed to eat
You know
that
what I mean?
shit?
He had a bun in each hand and just clamped down really quickly in the sound.
You microwave it, make it all soft.
Damn.
I don't really how do you eat that? I don't know.
Dude, that shit just happens, man. Well, I'm glad that you're alive
Thank you.
and you survived the trauma with some casualty, I suppose.
I didn't even make a post about it. That's how brave I was.
That's good.
I was
That's
just,
good.
I didn't have to make a post
So
about it to
brave.
get sympathy. I just moved on.
Nice.
Actually, I did make a. All right, never mind. I made a Twitter post about it.
You did make a Twitter
All right,
post.
so
Okay,
maybe
so
I did- I
scratch
need
all
to
that.
sympathy.
You're a weak-handed
Yes.
bitch. Speaking of moving on, Travis, how is Portland returning?
Oh, Portland's hot as fuck right now. It's like over 100 degrees, and it's not nice. But I was able to make that trip across the states. for
Yeah.
five days, hauling my dick. But I do have one story. I didn't really get to do much because I had the cat in the car. You can't really do much when you have a cat in the car.
Guys, do we have time for this story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
As someone that is also traveling with a cat, I know Travis.
So first off, I'm sorry, Zwick. I did not get to see Zwick because the cat was freaking out and shitting and yelling.
Zwick,
He's
Zwick
lying,
really
Zwick.
reacted like that?
But so I just booked it all the way through Minnesota, and it was getting dark. I had booked a hotel that said pet friendly in Montana.
Uh-oh.
Go to the hotel. I'm like, yo, I got a cat, and they're like, we don't take cats, just dogs.
Dude, what the fuck is up with
Whoa.
that? I've
I
experienced
don't-
some of that too.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, I already booked the hotel, and your shit says pet friendly. This is like the third hotel I booked, no problems. So it was in the town of Glendive, Montana. Fuck that place.
Fuck that town.
Wow, well,
I have family that lives there. Yo, what the fuck?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Me too.
Well,
Yeah,
fuck your
lives
family.
there.
so
You
then I
stand
booked
by it.
another.
Shit, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
I booked another hotel, the Holiday Inn, usually very pet friendly. Didn't have any pet rooms.
Wasn't a holiday, I see.
So,
Yeah.
and that was like almost all of the hotels in this town. So I had my girlfriend called like the next closest town over hotel. It was a Motel 8 or whatever. And I had to drive through the most dangerous pass of Montana in pitch black. And while I'm driving, I see flashing lights up ahead, and there's this like emergency vehicle, and it's just like, I pulled over. The guy was there. I was like, "Can I go past you?" He's like, "Yeah, just go slow." And so I drive past him, and I just see this like ruined car that must have flipped over from the other side of the road, and a cop looking over the guardrail, and I just like crunched over like all this broken glass and plastic. I'm like, this is fun. I'm doing 80 in pitch black to try to get, and the cat's freaking out. I fuck up.
Well, we know what happened to that person. They were listening to the show, and they should have been paying attention. And we obviously said something either so interesting or so funny that they forgot to drive.
Must have been it.
So sorry, dude, that your own podcast did that to someone.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, Travis. You're a bad person for that. Also,
yeah. Did you end up sleeping in a Walmart parking lot? Because that's a possibility.
It was close. It was the Motel 8.
Right. Speaking of Motel 8s, Cody, how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. Pardon the shitty internet. I'm on the road still. I'm in Austin. Gentlemen, I received an amazing crash course on stand-up comedy because it was the first night I was here. The people I was hanging out with just wanted to get a drink, and the bar we were getting a drink in had a free stand-up hour. And I was like, "Oh, this will be a huge treat. What could go wrong?" Literally, the first comic comes up and just says "sup F slurs" to the entire audience. Just oh wow, this is the real shit. This is training wheels off free comedy hours shit. Holy fuck,
great.
And this guy, I don't know what was going on. But this guy just kept throwing that out, and he was, I'll just say it, he looked like some white kid trying to do Richard Pryor. And it was really not appropriate, didn't feel good at all, and this guy just stayed on the mic for what felt like a half an hour. And it was just no wonder these are free. But I learned valuable lessons on that night of getting here from the other place where they didn't do that.
Well, Cody, you're gonna have a valuable lesson in barbecue before you leave. You have to.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna eat all the barbecue. Yeah. It's good. It's good for the bones.
You shoot a gun down there yet? I would shoot a gun.
Barbecue bones, very nice.
I've not shot a gun yet, Mike.
Well, look, Cody. Next time you see one of those free comedy hours, I hope that you participate. I hope you get a 5-minute
I need a tight 5. I should stop walking around without a fucking tight 5 in my pocket. It is fucking...
Yeah, man. It's easy. Anyone could do stand-up. It's literally the easiest thing in the world.
I know. I just...
Podcasting is difficult.
Yeah. I'm just nervous all the time.
Because you might drop an F slur?
I don't know. I get stage fright.
You know what? If a guy came up,
I get a comedy. I get a lisp going. I get my dry mouth going.
You have that tooth whistle now, so it's fun.
So Mike Tyson.
But sincerely, if a guy went up and said that, "Hello, F slurs," I would laugh. I don't think I would be laughing for the reason he intended me to be laughing, but that would be very funny.
It was very people are laughing, but you can already hear the Karens echoing "Oh my God, did he just say something? Did he just say the F slur?" But the weird thing is when he dropped that, I'm "Oh, is that some weird off-kilter punchline I missed?" And I'm "No, it couldn't have been that. It's the first thing he said. There was no setup. He just did that."
Yeah.
I forgot the first half of the joke.
Sup?
Tom, how's your week, dog?
Sup, baggage?
Zwick, put a delay on that. So it echoes. Guys, my week was interesting. Work-related stuff. I don't know if I could disclose things, but things are getting different in my life. Very stressed out. So last Wednesday, I was very sick. And it's because I read an email from a Korean person that sent me into a conniption fit.
What does that mean?
It basically means that I requested my client deliver something to me, to throw me a bone. Easy. Anyone could do this. Hey, just make sure you do this next time. And they go, no, So
You should just, when that happens, just send them the Gangnam Style video.
yeah, that's what's going to happen next time. But anyway, there has been a lot of internal fighting.
Really?
Yes. And that's really a very riveting moment in any company's history. Now,
excuse me.
so yeah, I've been in the middle of that. I was sick the following day, legitimately sick. That's why this got pushed back so much.
Wow.
I was throwing up. I was, my life is bad. But then I realized,
Why are you doing this?
it's good. It's good because I have all the leverage here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Think on the bright side.
So I
Big positive. I like that, Tom.
So yeah, I've opened up the dialogue. Things are changing. I'm going to run a company, basically. It's going to be hilarious.
Hey.
With that being said,
I'm
you hire
secretly working for BTS.
I actually work for BET.
Oh.
And they said they didn't like that bit with the second guy Cody saw. Because Cody told me before, they were like, we don't like this. This is not going on Park Ave. 106 Park or whatever. Anyway, guys, enough of that. Zwick, tidy that up because I don't even know if I want to share my week that much, okay? Another part of my week is tonight's
Podcast.
I'm going to call him a guest because I don't think anyone's ever talked about this guy before.
Wait, we have a dead guest? Yes.
We have a dead guest. That's who we're bringing in.
He's really a guest?
He's really a guest. I'll be speaking on his behalf. In all seriousness, who the fuck is John Tyler?
I don't know.
Steven Tyler's brother. That's what I'm thinking.
Steven Tyler's brother. Good one.
I think that he de-shells shrimp down in the harbor.
Who told you?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty close. He's the 10th president of these United
Oh,
States.
fuck.
He is overly forgettable.
Yeah.
He had zero cultural impact. Even his name is boring.
Vibes.
He's the first vice president to take over as acting president. And he was referred to by his political constituents or whatever.
Colleagues, Tom.
Colleagues, all these other folks, they all called him his Accidency.
Oh. That's very rude of them.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very rude.
Bad points. You're going to see. This is kind of a mundane script because I kept falling asleep while researching this guy.
It's all right.
Well,
I think it's important to talk about him because I I listened to a Washington Post podcast about this guy because this is part of my research. I try to reach into multiple things. So what I did was I listened to a podcast that was a half hour long about John Tyler, of which 10 minutes they talked about John Tyler, and the rest of it was his still living grandson.
His
which we'll get into a little
is
later.
still living?
Yes, he still has a living
They
grandson.
fuck old, I think.
Wait, grandson? Holy fuck.
They fucked old.
Damn.
So, and it was about him and the haunted house he lives in because that's what the Washington Post offers. It was discouraging. Seriously, when I was typing him in on YouTube, John Tyler, president, I got more recommendations about Jordan Peterson being kind of okay with Hitler than I did with anything regarding John Tyler.
Well, you know
That's
what?
crazy.
Sometimes you just got to turn on the internet, go to Wikipedia, and then, like, close your eyes. I don't want to
Wikipedia's
go
everything.
to sleep because John Tyler bad, and I don't want a president.
Yeah, very true. So, vice president, we're going to be examining this role a little bit. I think it's important because he's the only vice president that actually, he's the one who set this precedent of vice presidents being there to do anything.
What do they even do?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, look at Mike.
I don't even know.
I'll get into it. But before he gets into this whole, I'm going to be a vice president, what he decided to do was be born.
Oh,
And that took place March 29th, 1790, Virginia,
Oh,
to a
90s
very wealthy
baby.
family. Yes, a 90s baby. Very, very wealthy family.
90s baby, what up?
His father was John Tyler Sr., plantation owner, 15th governor of Virginia, and later he was a judge, federal judge.
So
Fancy.
I'm wondering, since
Yeah.
he was a 90s baby, like 17s, 90s
Right.
baby, do you think that the 1820s had their own version of, like, vaporwave? Or, like, that whole nostalgia wave where they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, remember when they used that type of butter churner, dog? Oh, and then it was like,
I'm actually glad you brought this up because I forgot to write this in my script. Apparently, the waltz in America was considered a vulgar dance, and John Tyler was the first president to bring it into the White House.
Oh, so he's cool.
oh, so he's got swag.
He's got
He-
vibes.
Yeah, he's got swag.
Swagma.
He has vibe.
Oh, Star Spangled Banner wasn't that invented in like somewhere in the early 1800s?
17 something. I don't know.
No,
It's
Star Spangled
1800s.
Banner.
no, in 1800s.
Yeah, no.
Was it?
Star Spangled
Yeah,
Banner
right.
is like vaporwave.
Yeah, it's vaporwave. That's
All
the
right, well-
earliest form of vaporwave.
Well, fuck me sideways. I don't know shit about history.
This is weird.
Get your asses ready.
I'm learning.
Anyway, John Tyler Sr. owned upwards of 30 slaves. He built a plantation empire like many of his influential colleagues, pals with Thomas Jefferson. So this is, old-timey pals. They were good friends. So there's a very rich history of men participating in government and getting on top of shit. Okay? His wife was a woman. John Tyler Jr. was born with a silver spoon not only in his mouth, but possibly his ass.
Oh, kinky.
He and his 7 siblings had the best tutors that Virginia had to offer. They never left the plantation. They were schooled at home until about the age of 12. We'll get into that in a bit.
So we just did TJ. So these are people that go into government that hate the government.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I
Sleeper cells.
as much as I disagree with these people a lot, I can appreciate that mindset. I think everyone hates the government now.
Oh yeah.
So
But if you hate the government and you join the government, aren't you trying to change the government?
you are
somehow?
trying to change the government. It never happens. Though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
you
like
get
that's
corrupted.
like Bono trying to stop world hunger.
Well, so sunglasses are holding him back.
Yeah, sunglasses. He's got glaucoma.
He's not showing his eyes, so people don't trust him.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Either way. So John Tyler, as a young man, he was skinny, frail, pale, lots of digestion problems. He pooped his pants a lot.
Ah,
He had the diarrhea dreams. Many hours on the
Whoa.
toilet reading Shakespeare. Quoted Shakespeare a little too often. So, as you can imagine, this guy was not fun to be around.
yeah, right.
Dude,
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I'm just riding that like vaporwave thing. So I'm just imagining this guy, just like pasty little white kid, just like pooping his pants, like reading Shakespeare, some like lo-fi hip hop.
Some Macintosh.
Yeah, like we went to high school with people like that. We were friends with people like that.
What, shitting their pants?
They're
all the
not
time?
vice presidents
Yeah.
because Kamala Harris beat them over the head before they can get to the punch. But
Hey, you snooze, you lose.
yeah,
Can't be
Gotta be
vice
awake.
president if you lock everyone up.
It's
that's
true.
true. Now, people made extremely funny jokes about him his entire life, which made him very sad. I mean, the funniest jokes. People were fast on him. He was low-hanging fruit. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Hold on one second, guys. Sorry.
Are you
Hold
kidding
for
me?
phone.
Mike, you trying to get the vagina on your phone? Is that why we had to stop the show?
I'm texting Lizzie Saltman to not lock me out tonight. Sorry, our door
Wait,
is broken.
Why do you need to stop the entire show for that though?
I think it's rude just to be like texting and just talk. I don't know.
It's fine. Zwick, leave that
Probably
in.
done it before, but like I don't know. Today I feel kind of
Oh
Yeah,
my
I know.
god!
Leave it in,
All
Zwick. Okay, so anyway, basically, he was bullied so much that it was funny.
Yeah.
And he was sad, but everyone else was laughing.
Yeah.
So, in fact, he was made fun of so much by his friends and loved ones, he basically had to stop responding to insults and criticisms. He just operated. Now, this comes into play later in life. He really doesn't give a shit later.
Not giving a fuck.
If you're a kid being bullied, don't kill yourself like a nerd. Pent it up and become a government official. Okay?
Oh no.
That's smart.
That's why DMVs are so slow, Mike.
Why is that?
Because the people
angry?
that work there are disenfranchised and hate you, and take their paycheck from your taxes.
Yeah. That is the worst place on earth, I think, is the DMV.
They're not government officials. Cody, honest question. How high are you?
Well,
See, I just believe Cody. That's how dumb I am. You lied to me, Cody? You fucking serious?
maybe I don't know.
You fucking kidding me? Trust is broken.
Anyway, John Tyler's mom died when he was 7. That's always sad. We don't like that. Not sure how. Probably some old-timey disease.
Back then, everyone was dying.
But he had all kinds of high-end tutors to keep him busy and smart, as I mentioned before. If you're smart, you don't need parents.
Dude, I would.
He was kind of friends with his future running mate, William Henry Harrison. They were neighbors.
Wow. So his future running. Imagine that. Like your neighbor, like, yeah, dude. When we grow up, we're gonna be president. And then like the neighbor's like, no, you're an idiot. I'm gonna be president. And then they actually do it.
That's like a movie script right there, I think.
It's like a weird. It's like if you played Forrest Gump
backwards
twice at the same time, like but like one was a little delayed.
Jenny doesn't have AIDS.
She doesn't have AIDS. It's actually
It's
just
a ripple in the
bronchitis.
It's
bad.
Oh,
Tom,
imagine that
if,
one easy.
Tom, imagine if when we were like little skateboardy guys in Huntington Village, and I'm like, Tom, you're gonna be president. I'm gonna be vice president. Be like, no, that's dumb. Why would you?
I would have
that?
believed you guys back then.
Yeah, Mike, you would have believed us. We were pretty believable. And anyway, like I mentioned before, at age 12, this is where people leave the plantation. At 12, John Tyler attended College of William and Mary.
That's
now
crazy.
his family had supported this school for quite some time. There was a lot of alum in the fam, and schools were different back then. So if you went to school, you kept you kept in touch. You didn't just hate them for running you out of money.
What the hell did they even teach back then? I mean, there's probably shit you could learn that's useful, but there's probably a lot of dumb shit they learned back then too. That
dude, it's all dumb. It's like
we learn dumb shit now. I can only imagine what dumb shit they were learning back then.
I'm almost saying that the shit they learned back then was less dumb than what you learned.
Maybe it was more useful. Maybe maybe you're right on that one.
I don't know.
Like how to do useful shit like fucking
imagimer numbers. You like imaginary numbers, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, shit. That's the stock market, imaginary numbers, right?
This is what we learned. This is what we learned in school.
See that financial advice for free. I should be taxing all of you for that fucking sliver of information.
Oh, thanks, England.
Yeah.
Expect my check in the mail.
I'll invoice you guys after this.
Look, in all seriousness, I have yelled about school systems being broken for such a long time. I don't have it in me anymore.
Nah.
I don't
Stop
care.
going to school. It's useless.
I want dumber people in the country. I want more school shootings.
No.
I'm kidding.
Tom,
that was a joke. That one was a joke. But the other things I'm about to say and the thing I said before was a joke. No, I don't want those. No one wants those. That's not nice.
They're kind of like.
I'm not surprised by them. I don't go, why did that happen? But seriously, I don't have a lick of giving a shit about school systems anymore.
Yeah. All right.
They didn't teach me how to do taxes.
No. So, Tom, tell us about this future school shooter, Benjamin and Tyler.
Well, let me explain. The College of William and Mary, if you don't...
It's a nice school, right?
What's that?
That's a really nice school.
It's a really nice school. It's the second ever highest learning establishment in the States. It was attended by Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, and more recently, Glenn Close, John Stewart, and pedophilic Congressman Matt Gaetz.
Oh, talk about a government official right there.
Yeah, dude. Now he is partying in the Chuck E. Cheese.
He's vibing.
So it's funny that on William and Mary's Wikipedia page, this is how overlooked John Tyler is. He's not even mentioned as an alum.
Wow.
He's a fucking president, and they managed to put a link to Glenn Close and Jon Stewart over a U.S. president.
Yeah, they're cool.
Because...
But this guy's a president.
Who cares?
You know what the follow-up is, though, right? Like, he's a president? What did he do? And if you can't say anything after that, you just might as well not be on there, even if you're a president.
Yeah, but if you had a president graduate from your college, you're putting him on there.
That's what I'm saying. It's just kind of like ipso facto.
He didn't do anything.
He's not
even
a cool
even
one,
if it was even if it was like the president of Uganda, I feel like he still deserves to be on that list.
Oh, and what's even funnier about this is that since the family had such deep ties to the college, that when the college hit financial troubles much later, like 30 years after he attended, he personally went there, recooked their books, figured out everything, and gave them a bunch of money to stay open. So not only did he show up, but he's the reason they're around today. And they still put Glenn Close over John Tyler.
What do they name schools, Tom? What do they name every high school and every, elementary school?
There's a John Tyler Road.
There's no John Tyler Road. That's it.
Yeah, it's he lives off of it. I think it runs through Virginia. But also, I'll mention later why that's funny about John Tyler having a road named after him. I don't want to get into it now. It might be a spoiler. Anyway,
oh my.
Their Wikipedia page does, however, mention their 3 comedy improv troupes. So maybe he did improv. So college was different back then. He got in when he was 12, and he graduated at 17.
Damn.
The next 2 years, he read law books for his judge father, who would kick back and crack a cold one and listen to his son interpret the law to him.
While shitting.
Yeah.
While shitting. Yeah.
Weird.
That's bonding time.
These people, okay, these are the people who run the country. Keep that in mind.
Oh, no.
Not much has changed in a lot of ways, so shout out to all of you. Every single one of you. I feel bad.
Is that how the salmon shorts came about? That I feel like runs with
Salmon
the
pants.
elite class? Because like when you
Perhaps.
shart, of course it's gonna look brown, but like I'm assuming it's a little bloody. So you just kind of wipe it off and it remains salmon.
You know, funny enough, most people don't shit blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But when you do, though, it's nasty.
You have.
I have.
I've
I
never
do
done
it
this.
every
This
week.
is disgusting.
It's like my, I actually shouldn't talk about it.
Are you on your period?
No, but you have strenuous shits, you fucking will shit blood.
You need to relax and eat fiber.
And then you have to get this cream, you have to shove your ass. It's the fucking worst.
This is terrible.
My dad told me, he's like, you gotta get this cream. It's like,
Yeah, your
I
dad.
have it too. Yeah.
You need to change your diet immediately.
Well, it was like a couple years ago.
This is only going to get worse.
It's Travis, you shit blood
I
before?
shit blood, but I've never had a
fucking-
father-son
it's-
bonding about how to use Preparation H.
Well, I was like, Dad, I've been shitting blood everywhere. He was like, yeah, just shove this cream up your ass. I was like, oh, damn it.
Your dad does talk in vivid detail, so I can
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
He was straight to the
yeah.
point. He's like, you gotta take this cream, you gotta shove up your ass. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, straight to the point.
You guys have met Mike's dad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like that the whole time. Yeah, man, you gotta.
Oh, I
Get
can
it.
imagine him talking about cream in your butt.
Was he
just- it
driving
just, like,
while he
to-
told you this, Mike?
No, it was like after it happened, I was like, yo, I'm like shitting blood, and it like keeps happening. It's because like my asshole is too strained or something like that. Taking a I mean, you guys probably don't want to hear this.
Yeah, I don't. I'm done with it.
Someone's gonna be
You're
like
actually
drinking their breakfast.
You're in the corner now. You're in the quiet corner for 5
Sorry,
minutes.
I
Come
got a
back
beer.
in. I'll signal you to come back in.
Jesus
I'm really
fucking
sick of this.
Christ. He said all those words in that order.
So, he's admitted to the bar at 19, Virginia
Oh, my
State
God.
Bar, by a family friend, and who was also the head of the state bar, Edmund Randolph. Now, 19 was too early. Knowing people, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Just know
The
people.
more you know,
I
the
think
more you blow.
I think the
Something like
youngest
that.
age to be admitted to the bar was 23. And when he got in at 19, you have to speak to Edmund Randolph at the time to get accepted. That's how it worked. That's how state bar was. You'd have to apply to him directly. There was a hearing. And then when everyone was just like, you just let that guy in, you didn't ask how old he was. He was just, Randolph goes, I didn't think about it.
Well,
Judges,
and
right?
also I don't know this for a fact, but Randolph, he may I'm assuming he probably was related to the same Randolph that was in the Washington cabinet. If he had that much
Yeah,
power, there was I think Edward Randolph in the Washington cabinet. So like, yeah, I don't know.
There was the Randolph family name popped up a few times in my research. I didn't write all the instances down because if I did that, we'd be here forever. And who wants to talk about John Tyler forever?
I do.
Like, I'm already sick of this. Unfortunately, we
he's
have
very
many more hours of this to go.
Fuck yeah.
Woo. Woohoo. Woo.
Brr.
So around age 21, he opened his own law firm in Richmond while his dad was during his dad's first year of governor of Virginia. So Poppy made this happen. So, self-made man.
Yeah.
Self-made.
Yeah,
Ew.
that's what that means.
Oh, hand holding to the way there. It's nice.
Yeah. So he does that. And then also at age 21, he is elected to the House of Delegates to represent Charles City County.
That just goes to show if you got the capital, the more you blow.
It's true.
That's right.
I feel like you're changing that slightly every time you say that, Travis.
No, this is an old phrase. It's an old
The more you blow, the more
colloquial phrase.
Colloquial. What a word.
Yeah, fuck that
capital.
thing.
What the fuck was that you just said to me? Colloquial?
Yeah, colloquial.
The fuck?
It's like the colloquial means that you know how you have the
Colloquial.
sphincter on your butt.
I said it
it's
wrong.
the
That's the
sphincter.
cloaca.
It's the second sphincter that's
Cloaca.
hiding underneath that one.
All right, guys, back to
Hiding
history
under my
here.
gooch.
Yeah, don't worry,
Mike, you're
Mike.
still quiet. You're still quiet. Remember the bit. Okay.
Sphincter.
In 1813, his dad dies, and he leaves John Tyler Jr. a bunch of slaves. Tyler purchased his own plantation and owned about 24 slaves. I'm saying this because he's on record buying and inheriting more than 24, but he definitely cooked his books on the consensus, but he's involved in politics. He purchased more than 24, and he inherited, I think he inherited 13 or something. So either way, dishonest slave owning lawyer. What's the problem? Doesn't matter because he's getting into politics. He's beyond the law. He is elite. Okay?
Yeah, you
Enjoy it.
I guess politics, you're greasy.
You have to be born into grease.
Yeah.
You gotta be,
Little bit.
that's that silver grease in the spoon.
It's honest work.
Like
Honest.
podcasting.
yeah, like Land of Lakes butter.
The best butter.
Now, he also marries his first wife, whose name is
yeah.
Letitia.
Letitia, hot name.
Yep. In 1813. And he buys the plantation. I just mentioned that. It's called Woodburn Plantation. So he could start a family and have a home for his wife and his future children and his undisclosed amount of slave individuals who I'm sure want to murder him in his sleep.
What types
should've.
of plants were they poaching in the ground?
That's a great question. Actually, I don't even know. I would assume cotton. It was truly the most
Profitable.
it was tobacco and
Profitable.
cotton. Those were the most like profitable,
Yeah, and hemp.
large. Yeah, but that's legal weed,
Didn't they also
and
do
we shouldn't talk about it.
hemp?
Yeah, Cuomo's going to change his mind, and he's going to shut this podcast.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, you guys forgot about me touching butts. Weed's illegal again.
You know what? I think they should make it illegal. I like that when it's illegal. It's like that more. It gives you more high.
It should be. You're right.
You're like that paranoia. Like, oh fuck, I'm doing something bad.
I like where Mike's at. I'm on
I like
Mike's
that.
wave.
I like feeling bad when I'm smoking weed.
Yeah, you want to feel badass.
I don't want to feel like, oh, this is like, oh, everyone's doing it. Everyone's smoking weed. Feeling.
Yeah,
happy.
that's what you see. I'm not good with weed. Travis is
paranoia.
good with weed, but
I'm
this is
paranoia.
why we drink so much.
Yeah, 'cause I'm good with that.
Because people go, oh, drinking is fine. And then they
Legal
look
drug.
at us and they go, not like that.
They're doing something wrong.
I make good life
Yeah.
choices. The more life choices you make, the more you blow. Tom, let's keep going.
Yes.
See, he's changing it.
Speaking of family, he was the president with the most kids.
Damn. No Jimmy for him?
Dude.
What was his name again? Steven?
Who are you talking about?
John Tyler.
Oh, John wasn't using the old Jimmy? Jimmy Tyler?
He was Jimmy John.
He was using.
He had some weird names in there. There was like a name like Zaxby's, but I forget.
What?
I didn't write the kids' names down. They're all stupid.
Zaxby's? The fuck kind of name is that?
That's a chicken sandwich chain down south. Don't talk shit.
Oh.
It's my future home.
That's why you use a Jimmy John's as a condom.
Right.
That's a good
exactly.
idea.
So I personally believe that this was a response to him having too much money. Because that's what you do when you have too much money. You have
bang.
kids. And you get rid of the money. First kid was born in 1815, and the last one was born in 1860.
Holy
Dang.
moly.
That's a 45-year difference between
He's
the oldest
fucking-
and youngest.
Old
He's fucking.
That's a wide vagina.
He's old fucking, Mike.
What kind of sex pills did they have back in the 1800s?
Horny goat.
think
Blue
they had-
Chew. Blue Chew.
They used
Blue Chew?
Rhino 76.
Oh. The vintage rhino. I was,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wait, was this all the same person, or did he have some bad?
No, there was two. Letitia was the first 8.
Okay.
And then there was, I wrote her name down at the end of the script. I'll get to
Plowtown.
He's like, I'm going to switch it up. Let me get that dump truck booty.
it. Get that dumb truck rich booty.
Signorina
Anyway, so
Plowtown.
he serves 5 years as legislator. This is where he becomes disenchanted with the idea of national/centralized banks, like a good Ron Paul. Okay? In 1812, guess what happened, Mike?
Star Spangled Banner was written.
Okay,
He's
that
going
maybe
for it.
we'll have to check that. But what definitely happened was the War of
1812.
Thank you.
Yeah, dog.
Send you that one. That's an
You
easy
did
Good
it.
one.
job, Mike.
Oh, I'm just having fun. Look, John Tyler took to action, kind of. He created a militia to protect Richmond. They were called the Charles City Rifles, and he pronounced himself the captain
Oh,
with
fuck.
0 military training. Now, he did this because he heard the British were coming. and he wanted to have his Paul Revere moment. So he set up and he took his 25 riflemen who were ready to give their lives, and the British eventually came. I'm just kidding. Nothing happened. As a reward for his bravery for that bloody battle that never took place, he was granted a lot of land in Iowa.
Oh, well, that's nice.
How
like
beautiful.
Yeah,
I like
because
Iowa.
that's what happens.
That's
You
hot.
do nothing for the government. You have a lot of money, and then the government gives you money.
So,
I was born too late.
yeah.
You sure as shit were.
So as
Like, oh, Mike, you just die of polio. I guarantee it.
That'd be dope. I'd be like, at least I have a cool way to go out.
That's
I guess.
not cool.
It's not cool at all, actually.
I mean, it's not cool, but it's like, damn, polio. That Mike got died.
Poor Mike. We better get him laid one last time.
Exactly. So
You
kidney
grab his
sex.
left leg.
I'm anti-vax, so maybe my kids will have polio.
Paleo.
Actually, take that out. I'm full vax, so full microchip.
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
vaxxed. You have
I'm
plenty of
full
5G in
microchip.
you.
That's why my tooth fell out. It's the Pfizer in me.
So you're like Tucker Carlson. That guy
What the
is.
fuck is that?
He's that guy on Fox News who
Oh,
shows
that
up and he
asshole.
goes,
Oh, my
"Don't get
dad
the
watches that
vaccine,"
dude,
and then
yeah.
he's vaccinated,
did,
like openly on
did it
record.
come out that he's vaccinated?
Yeah. It's public knowledge that he's vaccinated. He's been going on tirades for months about how vaccines are bad. Hey,
5G.
you want to have that discussion? Fine, but how about you don't do it?
5Gs, man. 5Gs, man.
Mike's got 5Gs,
I got 10 Gs, man.
10
I got
Gs.
2
Yeah, you
shots.
got double down.
Oh,
I gotta stop taking all these vaccines, man. Fuck.
Yeah, well,
These gas station vaccines.
Yeah, man, this just giving me energy in here.
so unlike John Tyler's future running mate, William Henry Harrison renounced his position as governor of Indiana to jump into battle and fight as Major General in the Kentucky militia against the British and against the Indians.
Good day.
Native Americans. Brave.
brave.
Brave
heart.
So he was fighting.
Since
He
we're
was
on him-
fighting against Daniel Day-Lewis, white man playing a Native American.
Yeah, so Harrison. Yeah.
Oh, that got me.
Yes, you're right, Travis.
You're
Astute
He was
observation.
the last white man to play a Native American.
Is that red face?
Do you think the guy in Indian in the cupboard? Do you think they're gonna? Firstly, do you think they're gonna change the name of that movie?
Oh
In
yeah,
the cupboard?
Native American in the
Indigenous
cupboard.
Wait, what was the
man
movie
in the
about?
cupboard.
That,
I remember that. I remember that's a very familiar name to me. Why is that ringing bells?
it's about an indigenous action figure who's in a cupboard, and
That's a Disney movie, right?
maybe
It's a fucking Disney movie.
maybe DreamWorks. I don't know, but
DreamWorks?
it's a
Indian
child's
Lincoln.
movie, and then there's a kid with a '90s haircut who's like, "Why are you alive?"
The denim.
do you-
I think there's denim involved.
That's like Encino
Oh, yeah.
Man.
It's just like Encino Man, but instead of it being a caveman who's life size, it's a
Brendan
small
Fraser.
Native American who they very insensitively
I gotta look
refer
this
to as a savage Indian.
So, well,
What's it called
before
again?
we move on to fighting Native Americans, there's one other white man that I'd like to talk about. He came before Daniel Day-Lewis, but you know the commercial of the Indian guy? The guy throws the garbage out of the thing, out of the window, and
Yeah.
the Indian guy he cries that one tear. Apparently, that dude was Italian, and he was this Italian actor that he had all these bit parts in like westerns as the Indian.
Could you imagine the outtakes where they were trying to fit lines into there? Like he turns to the camera after seeing the trash and he goes, "Me no like it."
This movie is ringing a bell now, or the book is at least.
Well, you keep looking into that. Let me continue here. I just want to get into William Henry Harrison for a little bit because he's a huge part of this story. I don't know if we're going to do an episode on him, but spoilers, he dies in this episode. Okay? And he's a big part of what happens with John Tyler. So, Harrison, he's a little older than Tyler, but young enough where they could still be friendly. You know, I think it was like an 8-year difference or something. Could be wrong on that. Forgot to write down, pardon the math. He had actual military experience. He had multiple run-ins with Tecumseh, who was a Shawnee chief that we've talked about before. Now, this guy, he deserves an episode, Tecumseh, because he had his whole war, Tecumseh War. He was fucking people up.
Yeah.
Now, he fought in the Battle of Tippecanoe, against Tecumseh's men.
Oh, Tippecanoe and Tyler too.
That's right. Oh, Travis, you knew it.
Tippecanoe and Tyler too.
Wait, that's just something like I've noticed him say in like drunken stupors. Is it a real thing?
Yeah.
Am I about to learn about it? Like, and how Travick has like Zodiac killer brain?
Yeah, that's their slogan, dog.
That's
It's
dope,
Tippy.
Travis.
They called Benjamin Tippecanoe and fucking the guy who shits his pants
Benjamin
too.
William Henry Harrison, not Benjamin.
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, that was
fair
their
band.
campaign slogan. That was big, and we're gonna get into that in a minute.
Oh, I
You
thought that
read
was
that
just
one?
something Travis said when he was weird.
All right, Zwick, cut that out real quick. I just asked Mike if he needed to go to the bathroom, and he didn't.
Very
and,
rude of you to assume
and
my
I want to keep
bathroom
going.
status.
I'm having fun. Okay, so now we know that William Henry Harris has actually got military experience. He had a lot more political experience. He was also not a self-made man. He was very, very from a very influential family. So there's that. Keep that in mind.
That's
moving
vibes.
forward. Remember, write an email if you're confused.
That's like, why even do that shit? You know what I mean? If you come from a family like that, I would just be like a pile of shit.
Yeah, that's what. Well, you know,
Like
a lot
back
of people
then,
figured
too.
that out recently. Have you met like anyone?
Like, why am I going to work? I just like sit home and the government gives me money.
Some people, it's a call for power and also additional money.
True.
Now, he ran for a U.S. member of the House. And when I say he, I believe we're talking about Tyler again. He ran for a U.S. member of the House in September 1816 against Andrew Stevenson, who was a good friend of his and had the same political ideas. So it doesn't matter. Like the American policy of the time, it was fine. Pick one.
What?
Well, you want the fat one or the fat one? You know,
Oh,
What were
Like,
was there? Well, at this point, we're coming out of Jefferson. So it was the Republican Democrats and the Whigs.
So it was I think you said that backwards. The Democratic Republicans. The Democratic Republicans. So actually, I did write about this. So I'm going to cover that. I'll cover it now. Either way, he does run that. He wins the contest. That's what I'd like to push for in the future, actually. Back to 2021, I think we should change the names of elections to big contests to make people feel a little more embarrassed when they're running for the big contest.
yeah, and gets confused with the
big
Super
idiot.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are we actually electing something?
You don't
Like,
know.
what? Why are you feeling so important about this? It's a big contest.
My vote doesn't
Yeah, break
count.
out the beers and the foot-long subs. It's the it's the weekend of the big
Yeah.
contest.
It's the weekend of the big, every Tuesday.
It's the electoral
Big
college contest.
Exactly. I think if we rebrand it as the big contest, it'll be a lot more true to the ridiculous idea of
More people
what
to
it
vote, I think, too. They understand it more.
Oh, it's a contest?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to participate in the I want to be a judge in the contest.
You gotta be in it to win it.
Election.
The
Yeah, what the
contest.
fuck's
That's what
an
I'm
election?
talking about.
Right. We'll call all the voters judges. And trust me, this will go over well.
I think you're onto something. I think big contests will get more votes in.
I think that we're going to see an Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone running bill.
I'd prefer that.
I would prefer too.
Because politics is garbage.
It's garbage.
I want some fun, though, in my politics.
You know, Arnold did such a great job in California.
He's a good guy.
He had sex
I
with
think.
someone he shouldn't have, but what does that matter in the grand scheme of
I mean,
things?
he's a man.
He was able to
So,
support the
He's
child.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who cares?
He's a fucking chiseled god.
Right, chiseled guy. So speaking of guys who were not chiseled and rather sick and
Me.
pale and vomiting all the time, no, John Tyler.
Oh,
So John Tyler at the time was a Democratic Republican, as we just mentioned. It was the big party that would break up into two parties that would hold hands behind closed doors and become as terrible as they both could be and turn a free country into a business, as
Nice.
they have done. Now,
Love it.
he was big on states' rights, this guy. Okay? What does that sound like?
Oh, there's a word for it. I think it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, Ron Paul. One word.
yeah. Hyphen.
I'm thinking of sick. It's going to sound mad dumb saying it.
It's fine, Mike. You can stay silent
No,
during
I'm
this
sorry.
time.
I don't
Yes.
want the government. I don't want the federal government to come in, take my guns, take my child porn, take my human traffic slaves. This is a free country.
Free. Yeah,
Free.
no, no. I honestly, it's fine. I don't even want to get political. It's all just garbage. Everything is garbage that I'm about to say. So he was big on states' rights. And at this time, a lot of the Democratic Republicans wanted a bigger government. So it wasn't cool at the time. It was getting cool again, like it is now.
Oh, he was a hipster.
He was very hipster. But then he turned into a, what do they call those? Guys who drive Rams 2500.
I saw a lot of those driving across the country.
A douchebag.
Oh, dude, they're everywhere. They're so everywhere. They're such garbage vehicles, too. They're worse than this script.
The 2500s, all right. The 1500s, like, why even have a truck?
Why, dude?
You have a small dick.
Get a Fiat and rent a U-Haul when you need it.
That's a Fiat. They look cool, I guess.
Get a Fiat and take a wheel off of it. Because that's what you deserve.
No. Those guys deserve smart cars.
They deserve this Honda trucks.
Smart cars delivered to them on forklifts that deliver them upside down.
Driven
you
by
have to
me.
flip it over. Okay.
Only driven by me. Forklifts only. I'm very forklift certified.
Yeah, he is extremely forklift certified.
If you need something to be picked up with a forklift, I could probably do it.
I was trying to get a cereal off of a very high shelf the other week.
You should have called me.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't call me. You were
I
like,
did. You
I
came
have
in.
my
That was part of the
extending
story.
hand
It's a
thingy.
bit,
I don't need your forklift.
It's a bit. It's a bit. You just ruined it.
Sorry.
I don't even eat cereal.
And.
So that's how you know. When states experience high tensions. Oh wait, did I fuck
leave
that?
that in?
Leave it in, Swick.
Yes.
Swick, can you change my voice?
So the federal government was not into fucking up Native Americans at this time. There was a lot of the states putting the pressure on, drive them out, get out of here. Most of the efforts to murdering and displacing these fine people rested solely on the states from where these atrocities were happening.
Trail of Tears?
So that was a federal effort, but that wasn't like a global consensus that we need to do this. And that was several years prior.
Oh.
When the states experienced high tensions with native populations, the state representatives made an easy fallback on admitting they were wrong about state power, and the federal government should have intervened earlier. So, if what I said doesn't make sense, that's correct.
Yes.
These are people who don't stick to their guns, and they're blaming a lot of their own woes on the federal government. As being an advocate of neither, this is just very silly to me.
Well, and also, like, in terms of driving out Indians, Native Americans, I was just reading something about how the Lakota Dakota people, basically how there was that big protest when Trump showed up to Mount Rushmore and they had all the Native Americans come out. So that whole tribe had actually sent a delegation to the UN, being like, look, here's a treaty that says all of this land, and it's like part of South Dakota and like Wyoming. Like, here's an actual treaty that says this is our land. Like, they fit every single specific category that you need to become a UN certified nation. And the UN was like, yeah, but United States can't do.
Yeah. It's not just the Americans. It's the dirty world.
Yeah. Okay? Look at FIFA. It's a terrible organization.
Yeah. So
Namble is terrible.
So this enraged old John Tyler here because he liked his states' rights and he didn't care much for natives. He really didn't. In 1820, during his second term as member of the House, a hot topic started to make JT sweat a bit.
Uh-oh.
Slavery.
Oh,
look at.
Shit.
So now he's upwards of 30 slaves. We know that.
I just realized something. We've been talking about heartthrob Jonathan Taylor Thomas the entire time.
Yeah.
I gotta Google who that is.
Well, he's such not a 90s kid. You're really showing your age.
Jonathan Taylor. Is he
whatever
from,
that means.
Boy Meets World or some shit?
He's from several hit Disney films, and he was really a teenage heartthrob who showed off what it's like to get frosted tips.
Yes, I would say. He's very nice tips, I will say.
He's got good tips.
I want his tip.
Mm-hmm. So he openly shared his morality and virtue signaled about how bad slavery was. He was just like, nah, it's not God. Don't do it. But he still owed lots of slaves his whole life. He stated that slavery was bad, but the federal government should not do anything about it. I don't want to be stopped. So rude. Don't try to make sense of this stuff. This is just rich people.
Yeah, it's rich, dumb people.
All right.
In 1821, Jonathan Tyler quit the House and returned to being a private citizen for a while. He said it was for his health. Probably wasn't. Probably was for money. He was making a lot of money.
Yeah.
He stayed private for about 2 years and resurfaced in 1823, deciding to get back into it.
Jumping back in.
He ran unopposed for Charles City County for Virginia delegates, which was an easy springboard back into things.
Damn.
He did have a big hand in keeping the College of William and Mary from closing down, like I mentioned before. He got in there. He heard they were going through hard times. He was like, take some of my slave money. I got it for free. He just, really helping this institution out, this fine institution, which educated pedophilic Matt Gaetz. Really good.
Really good.
Vibes.
Wow. Bang up.
I think if you need the model example of American politician, Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's a pedophile congressman. No,
Damn.
senator.
I think he was
Important boy.
He was a congressman. I believe he was a congressman, but he has a face of I have never actually gotten laid without either raping or hiring an underage woman.
True.
Matt
Yeah.
Gaetz.
No, it's true. He does.
Yeah. He got that trip.
Gaetz. And he's rude. He's pretty
Whoa.
rude.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Definitely see rape vibes in this guy.
not to get political again, but he did in fact go to Trump for a preemptive pardon on the charges coming down the tube. I don't think it works like that.
No.
So watch out.
His wife's hot too. Damn, this dude blew it.
He blew everything. He blew a bunch of little boys. Who knows?
God.
So John started eyeing the position of Virginia governor. Back then, the state legislature decided on who governor was, not a popular vote. So he would have to go up for election, and then they would vote. That was their big contest. One thing led to another. Bingo bungus. 1825. Jonathan Tyler's Virginia's governor.
Oh shit!
He did it.
I always thought governor it was just a weird position in like government because all right, you control a state, but what do you really do?
You make sure to raise the taxes incrementally.
Yeah.
You make sure to promise people infrastructure change and never provide it.
And then
about
hopefully
it.
one day your son will become a governor and you will get a bridge named after you, the Mario Cuomo Bridge,
Right.
once called the Tappan Zee.
Oh, is that why I don't hear that word anymore? Or name, rather?
Yeah, they were tired of regular people tapping the ass. So now they're,
Mario, come in my ass.
yeah, Mario, money shot.
Come in my ass.
Anyway, JT was way into his state rights, as I remember. When the federal government planned on putting some new roads through Virginia, JT fought back.
How
Stop
dare
trying
you.
to control us. That's what he said. He was like, stop it with your roads.
He's from Virginia. What do you expect?
Which is funny because Virginia very much, in fact, needed new roads. So he blew that one.
Oh.
Well, they elected him. That's their fault, not my fault.
This is also funny, again, later. Remember how much he fought against the roads.
But
okay?
Tom,
Yes.
he's fighting against roads, but what does it take to make a road back then? Just like cut some bushes and like have some horses trample over the grass? Like,
Yeah, kind of. It's, it's simple. They hadn't figured out unions yet, so there was no 40 people standing there looking at their
fucking
phones.
horse
Oh,
unions
thank
ruining everything.
Horse unions.
Who brought these horses here?
Get
The
them out of
union.
If
here.
you ever see
Off to
more
the
than
races.
4 horses congregating together, they're unionizing.
Start
They're getting
killing.
paid $30 an hour,
Illegal.
hanging out.
Now, JT's 2 years as governor is thought of as uneventful and filled with little to no accomplishment. It's kind of the curse of the libertarian bedroom baby. A lot of talk, not really know what the hell you're doing.
But
Well, you got Shakespeare.
much like a vaporwave artist.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me slow down this Sears catalog
Soundtrack, yeah.
and call myself a
I
DJ.
am art.
I love it.
Now, later, he contributed to the Virginia Constitutional Convention. They still liked him enough. They're like, yeah, you can come in. We're going to make our own convention.
Vibes.
So he started thinking about his Congress days again, and bingo bango becomes the senator, elected by legislation.
Shut.
Politics of the time. Check this out. Andrew Jackson was a Southern Democrat stinker who had been making, he had been making even more of a stink over losing the 1824 presidential election, or big contest, rather, to John Quincy Adams, a Northern Republican.
Yeah, Cody, you roasted that fucker.
Jackson, episode 53.
Oh, my God. I don't even
Long time
remember.
ago.
That long ago?
It's been a while, so go check that one out if you need a little more. JT was mad that John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson were the only presidential candidates due to their lack of boners for state rights. He thought that was the most important thing. And he was like, well, neither of you care about that. So I was, In March 1829, Andrew Jackson got into office, and John Tyler had unwittingly been a supporter. You see, he had kept saying things like, well, I don't like him, but John Quincy Adams is not that great. So people just were like, Andrew Jackson! You're...
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause that's how that translates,
I mean, John Quincy Adams was a Unitarian. He's a man that believed in just a universal God. And if you're into state rights, you need to have a specific God for your specific state.
That's very true.
Wow. It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, you got to collect them all, dude. You go to a Baptist, they'll get you wet, they'll get you fucking damp. You go to a fucking congregation, you're going to get Congregationalist.
Damper.
You're going to get fucking gangbanged. You go to, what's another one? A Lutheran. You're going to get a catheter in your penis.
Oh,
yeah,
for
fun.
Yeah.
a little treat.
So keep all that in mind. It's all very important. In 1832, Jackson won the big contest to be president.
Oh, congratulations, you fucking idiot.
Which was also the driving force between the separation of the Democratic-Republican Party into, guess what? The Democrats and the Republicans.
Wasn't it flipped back then? It was like Democrats were like Republicans and Republicans were like Democrats?
I mean, if you want to oversimplify it, yes. If you don't want to oversimplify it, they were both retarded.
That's why I'm here for the people.
Yeah.
But
Here
it
for
was
your
just different. It's really hard to compare these things. Like issues swap around. And yeah, the Democrats loved slavery at the time. Way into it.
Damn, this is crazy how shit like
Yeah.
script like that.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. The only reason that the black vote is all Democrat now is because of FDR, which rightfully so. I mean, it makes sense. It's just history is weird like that, dude. Just labels are changing all the time.
It's just a word, I guess.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, there was this huge shift during like probably from the 1930s to the 1960s of the parties switching. And I don't know, it just kind of goes to show you that's all fucking stupid and they're all the same shit. They came from the same shit. It's just fucking two teams. It's just like
Two shit teams.
It's basically
doing
like
shitty jobs.
yeah, it's like saying paintball's a real sport. Like that's what American politics is.
Yeah, pretty much. And then every now and then you get like a guy like Bernie Sanders going, that's not how it's supposed to be. And everyone's like, all right, well, let's pretend he's a Democrat for 20 minutes and then shit all over his dreams. And everyone else, by the way. All right.
Vibes.
Guys, too political.
You guys are
it happened.
Tippy Canoe and Tyler Do.
What happened to Steven Tyler? When did he start Aerosmith, Tom?
So hold on, I'll tell
waiting
you.
on.
It's a really good question. So Democrats want to give Andrew Jackson full control of the military. And a lot of folks weren't into it. Okay? A lot of red flags with Andrew Jackson. In 1833, the Whigs started by Henry Clay. The Whigs was a political party, if you didn't know that.
I knew that. Yeah.
They were all about nice hair.
Good.
Now, this was an anti-Jackson party. That was its primary goal amongst its members. Fuck Andrew Jackson, they said. They had their own agendas sometimes, but it shifted a lot. It was really just fuck Andrew Jackson. That was like the only thing.
Wow.
That, like if you looked at the political spectrum, there were guys who wanted states' rights, and there was guys who hated states' rights in the same party. They were just like, fuck that guy. That's what the Whigs were. That's why they're not around anymore, because they don't have anyone to yell at.
Yeah.
We could have had the Whigs come back with like Trump or something, but it wouldn't have been as fun.
Well, and also, like, I mean, once George W. Bush left office, what happened to Jon Stewart? He retired. Also, El Mater, same fucking college as this guy.
That's a great point.
Wait.
So the party the party did have some ideas, and it was popularized much by William Henry Harrison. Henry Clay was a driving force behind the party, and he was a congressman, I believe, a very prominent figure. And William Henry Harrison, I believe, was working. I think he was congressman for Ohio at this point. He moved around a lot.
Ohio.
He pulled a Hillary Clinton. He was all over. He's fun. Okay.
I don't know what an Ohioan is. It Ohioan? What is an Ohioan accent?
Oh hi. That's bad.
I've never been there. I don't even know if people live there.
The people talk oddly. They talk oddly normal. Like I've spent time in Ohio,
Tom.
and nobody has like an accent. It's great.
Hi, Travis. Hi, Cody. Like that kind of like.
No.
Hi
weird.
guys, how are you? I am from Ohio.
They don't.
You're overly
Like, very
They don't use any
cartoonish.
the name
conjunctions.
Ohio.
Like I cannot go to the place.
yeah,
Wicked sick.
Yeah, they're all like Data from Star Trek.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that.
They're like,
Like-
would you like fries with that?
Like, no, you robot. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking Indiana.
Wicked sick. I want to hear like this gross accent every time I talk
Yeah.
to someone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a
Yeah.
Let's
freaking
continue.
baby whale, Jay. What should we do, Jay? Should we kill it? Should
I gotta
we
call
kill
the
it?
aquarium, yo, Jay.
Right.
Wow.
So here's why John Tyler was a political oddity. He becomes a Whig later. The Whigs actually don't start until 1830. But beforehand, he's friends with Henry Harrison. Not Henry Harrison. Henry Clay, the guy who starts it. But he still admits to liking Jackson over Adams
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
for quite some time, which is unheard of.
Hmm.
And Tyler's like, I'm here for the policy. And everyone else is like, we're here to fuck this guy in his ass. So
How could you?
even though the policies are not necessarily sound, he was there for like legitimate political reasons.
I mean, how could you hate Jay Quince? I don't know. I think he's a pretty good president.
I don't know too much about him, to be honest with you. I don't
Yeah.
know much about anyone. In fact, my entire brain has been zapped of all presidential knowledge because I've just lost it all to the numbing story of John Tyler.
What an interesting time back then, honestly. Like me
It
alive.
really doesn't sound that interesting,
Yeah.
Mike.
It is very interesting to me.
What would be your favorite thing about this time?
I don't know what I would do back then.
Mike could be
Probably
that
be
kid
really
that
poor.
like
think
rolls
so?
that ring
Yeah.
down the hill with the stick.
No, those kids were rich.
I'd be a city slicker kid.
Would you be a gangster kid?
I'd be working in like a factory, probably hating my life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty badass and interesting.
You'd be making.
I'd be eating.
Yeah, you'd be making socks, and like you'd have
I'd be
one
making cool
arm.
shit.
You'd have one arm because your other arm got stuck in the sock machine. Be like that
That was
shit's.
polio.
Be like that shit's busting.
Polio took that
You
one.
got polio for arms.
I got swag, yo.
Anyway,
God.
Wow.
Take that out, please.
No.
why?
We got like polio activists like at
Dude,
my door.
Yeah.
Firstly, I know someone with
Those
polio,
exist.
and they have a great sense of humor.
You think so?
Yeah.
Anyone gonna be mad when I say swaggy YOLO?
I don't know, dude. Let's run it past them.
No, I'm gonna get canceled before I even become.
Are you on a
canceled.
different podcast?
So, yeah, don't worry. This
Pretty
is
fucking
or your least
drunk.
your less successful podcast will not get your other one
I have
canceled.
my closet podcast. I want to tell you guys about.
Closet podcast. Mike talks about what's in his closet.
Yeah, what's in my closet this week? What's in this closet this week?
I got a collection of rubber bands in my closet.
Holy snapbacks.
I got a bunch of dust in my closet.
Now, here we go. Let's continue. Any
it called?
loyalty to from Jackson to John Tyler, because they knew each other, they were in politics, had gone out the window by this point because he was friends with Henry Clay. So basically, he lost a lot of support from his Virginia politician friends, as they were all very close to Andrew Jackson.
Virginia was for lovers.
Virginia is for lovers, and Andrew Jackson's asshole. Henry Clay began endorsing John Tyler re-election campaign for not governor, Congress, and kept him in the office. It worked, you know. He had enough clout at the time.
Hey, I like
That's
the
swag
cut of your
YOLO.
jib, kid. You shit and vomit all the time, and you tell me stories about the law. You sound like a
Always
really
stories
good,
about
a
the
really
law.
good guy. You're a swell guy to hang out with.
Interesting.
Yeah, imagine how annoying he is to hang out with. Also, this was weird
Probably
because
cool.
he was still a Democrat at this point. So he was still in Andrew Jackson's party, and Henry Clay endorsed him.
He was,
So that was weird. That wouldn't happen.
This is weird. That would not happen nowadays.
Very lizard person vibe.
Very lizard person vibe. Yes, absolutely.
Nowadays,
a person from your political party could call your dad a fucking like serial killer, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, well, I support him." He's like,
he wasn't a serial killer all the time.
I don't want people to remember my dad as a serial killer. Yeah, maybe that's what he did the last few years of his life, but before then, he was actually really a great guy.
He was the number one dad in
chill.
my eyes.
I gave him a mug. There's evidence.
Yeah, see?
Now, Andrew Jackson did some dumbass shit with the economy in 1834, and JT officially jumped ship. No more Democrat for me, he said. It's time for me to put on my wig.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at this time, Whigs had control of the Senate, and they just gave JT a high position, which was the President pro tempore of the United States Senate.
Tempora.
I don't know what this role means, but he quit the post that year, so that's fine.
He's got swag.
Yeah, I think it's probably because he got confused. He was like, wig, and then he like put on a merkin. And then they're like, "Nah, dude, wigs go on your head. That's a merkin. That's different.
That's a merkin.
It's a pubic wig."
A what? People want fake pubes? Are you fucking kidding me?
You want fake teeth?
Yeah.
I mean, I fucking shave my pubes. I don't want to fucking fake pubes.
You know what they say?
When has everyone been like, "Yo, pubes are awesome, man. I love this hair in my mouth, man." Fucking.
You know what they say? You know, Mike. You know what they say? Different
strokes. You're
different
right.
strokes, the more you blow.
But pubic hair, fucking wigs. That's a real thing. That's crazy.
It's American, dude.
I would think you'd want to be smooth all the time. I don't know.
Not everyone wants to pretend to be a child.
Yeah.
Well, when you're smooth, it looks bigger, in my opinion. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're not smooth down there, Tom. You're a Birkin boy.
I'm a man.
You're a Birkenstock guy.
I don't disclose that information.
Oh.
Yes.
Give me them Uggs, man.
My girlfriend drives a Subaru. Okay. What do you want from
that's
me?
that's a very smart choice of vehicle. I will say, very 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive.
I agree.
Same as 4. You can drive with the
I had them put 2 extra wheels on my Subaru just so it could be more wheels to drive.
Those were donuts. That was a bribe. You fell for it.
Damn. You put winter air or hot air in your tires?
I put liquid mercury in my tires.
You're doing it all wrong.
This fender bender resulted in 5,000 deaths as my car spilled into the water reserve. Okay.
Steven Tyler, let's get it.
He was pretty much kicked out of the Democratic Virginia House of Delegates as well. JT returned home and chilled with Letitia and a bunch of his children. Probably made some more during this time, too.
It's just fucking.
In 1836, the Whigs attempted to oust the Democratic Martin Van Buren election bid by flooding the ballot with Whigs at a shotgun approach. Now, this did not work at all. So, if no candidate gets enough votes, electoral votes, then the vote goes to the Whig Senate, and then they get to pick. So that was their idea. If we put enough stupid names on this thing, then someone, there's going to be enough of an error where Van Buren isn't going to win, and they're going to be able to elect from the House.
All right, everyone, go out. You guys want to get your I just voted sticker. And when you go to the poll, you're going to vote for Reggie. Reggie is our man. What is his policies? Reggie will give you free packets of ketchup. Yeah. It'll be sent in the mail to you every month.
And Chick-fil-A sauce.
Pretty good. Chick-fil-A sauce. Good. Look.
Heaven sent. I think Jesus has made that before he died. Chick-fil-A sauce.
He may have.
Buried in the same time.
Well, Mike, you should vote.
That is his favorite fast food.
You should vote for Reggie.
I think if I'm able to vote soon, yeah.
Now, this was a desperate attempt to try to stop Van Buren. Okay? Everyone knows that. Historically, looking back, it's a really stupid event. They thought it was brilliant. But the voters who got these ballots, they had like 40 names on them, and they were like,
well, guess what? It didn't work because I know Martin Van Buren's president.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoilers,
so it didn't work.
you asshole.
Yes. Spoilers. Martin Van Buren sweeps the fucking floor, and that totally didn't work. Actually, John Tyler was put on the bill on the ballot in some states. So this is technically his first presidential run, although it's supposed to be a failure. All right.
Dude, they should have voted for Reggie's. Got the best wigs and gives you free ketchup packets.
I like that guy.
Got me. You got my vote.
I want Chick-fil-A
Why?
sauce.
Why though?
Well, free ketchup packets.
think-
Did you hear the man?
You know, I hate ketchup packets.
Mike,
low-key.
you know what sauce beats Chick-fil-A sauce?
No, don't even tell me.
Jack in the Box teriyaki.
You're fucking a disgrace. I've been warned by my dad. My dad never warns me about any like food place, but he warned me about Jack in the Box.
What's wrong? Jack in the Box seems right up your fucking alley.
He was like, "Yo, you stay away from Jack in the Box. That will. You think you're having asshole problems now?
Yeah. Mike,
Just wait till you eat one of those cat tacos. from there."
Mike, we've learned so much about your dad today. He sits
Yeah.
you down for a father-son to lube up your asshole, and then
Never eat
he's
Jack in
just
the
like,
Box. That's
never
Jack in
eat
the
this
Box,
fast
son.
food place.
I wholeheartedly believe that we could write a script for like a really short coverage person, like, you know, I don't know, pull one out of a hat and write like 10 lines on it and bring your dad in, and it will be one of the most amazing episodes we will ever have.
yeah.
very cryptic.
Yes, strange but addictive.
He'll somehow know someone. Like he'll like find a way to like know someone in the script.
Oh, dude, yeah, your
he
dad knows
always
everything.
knows someone.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do you know all these people? Like, I mean, he talks to like everyone. I'm like the most introverted person. He's like, he talks to like a brick wall for like hours.
Yeah.
I can't even talk into a microphone. This dude talked to like fucking. He'll talk to my ex-girlfriend at the fucking store for like an hour. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking to her? Like the fuck? I don't even talk to her anymore. He's like, yeah, she's real nice. Like, why don't you get back with? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going on a tangent right now.
No, it's
No,
fun.
it's
It's
good.
true. It's very true. It's all based in truth. 1836, he stayed home and read Shakespeare and shit his ass. 1838, he decides that he's bored of shitting ass at home and wants to go back to Washington to shit his ass.
The swamp.
Cool.
Now, he's about to, it was his platform. Instead of drain the swamp, it was fill the swamp.
Phil. Oh, good.
Film the swamp.
Just keep it uncorked and we'll
Yeah.
be good.
Now, Martin Van Buren wasn't looking too hot at this time. There was a recession in 1837 that had people on edge. See, Andrew Jackson made a law that all government land must be purchased with gold or silver, basically telling the people that the government-issued currency of the National Bank was worthless, which it still is
Right,
today.
and I think we covered this
Andrew.
on the episode, which is really fucked because he's on the $20 bill.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Why
What?
would you put a person that's like, you need shiny metal on your money? He hated money.
He did. And you know what? Maybe he had a point or two, but also didn't do it the right
Yeah,
way.
but don't put him on the bill.
We call that irony, Travis.
Well, but now Biden said we're going to get the Tubman bucks. Tubman's going to be on the 20.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God. I
Chubby
can't-
20s.
You know what they're gonna do? Check this out. I fucking know this is gonna happen. They're gonna issue the tubby, and then they're gonna make cash illegal.
No, dude.
Yeah.
No,
They're gonna make cash illegal the next year. They're gonna go, everything's debit. We need to
No,
track
they
it.
Crypto
can't
only.
cancel it because I want to be able to call it my tubbies.
Yeah.
Yo, how much for that? How much for that ounce, dog? 8 tubbies.
120.
Tubby 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it goes without saying, if you've been listening to the show, you understand that Harriet Tubman's not the joke here.
It's the word tubby.
It's
It's
the
the
it's
U.S.
the-
currency
it's
system.
it's the atrocious way that historic figures are
Oh,
handled.
yeah. And also the word tubby.
Yes,
Tubby is
Travis.
funny. Tubby's funny. I'm sure.
It makes-
Everyone called her Tubby
It
too.
makes everything more pleasant, you know.
It's fun. Who doesn't love good? Dude,
Andrew Jackson sucks.
well-
Who the fuck wants that dude on the $20 bill?
yeah,
anyway?
get him.
Get him
Get
off.
him off. Of it.
Yeah, he's just
Well,
fucking
you know what I
loser.
mean?
He
People
fucking
say
sucks ass.
it's all about the Benjamins. Now it's going to be like, it's all about having some tubbies, baby.
I still want Benjamins. I'm sorry.
No,
You
tubbies.
want Benjamins.
Cancel.
You just
I
want
still
more
want the
tubbies.
Benjamins. I don't know. I'll take Tubbies, but I'll take a Benjamin.
I'm honestly, I'm totally fine. They can put whoever they want on the dollar bill. Of any, it doesn't matter. It's all a game.
Put
at this
Mike
point.
on the thing.
Sorry.
Who should be on the new $100 bill?
The new $100 bill.
Mike.
Let's make a $150 bill.
Oh, that'd be
Because
sick.
we don't have
I need
that.
that. I always need that. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I need $150.
A lot of things are over $100.
Who was on the $50 bill? It was that fucking the general,
Grant.
right?
Grant.
Yeah. Well, he's a scumbag, right?
No, he wasn't that
Yeah, he
bad
was okay.
apparently. But Yeah.
I'm actually reading.
You're a dumbass.
I'm reading about.
No,
I'm reading about
Alright.
Grant.
Really?
It's kind of hard to make a script about him.
Wasn't he a dumbass though? I
We
heard
just
he-
said no
he was
for
a
the
He's
first
actually
time.
not.
He's drunk.
I say we put.
Gary Busey
He's alive.
or Gary Busey.
I say we put J. Edgar Hoover in drag
Tupac.
on the $150 bill.
Yeah.
I say Tupac. I don't know. I'd be cooler to have Tupac.
I don't want Tupac on my money because
Why?
he wasn't a nice guy.
It's culture.
Wrote good songs.
It's true. He was kind of he beat us a woman, right?
Yeah, he's a woman beater. Use the shovel,
Mike,
goddammit.
Mike,
All right,
roast
anyway,
Tupac.
Very unfortunate they died.
No, I'm saying make a script
For an
Tupac.
episode.
I can't. I'm not roasting Tupac. I like Tupac's music.
So what?
I like.
It's like
I like
ODB.
half of the people that I fucking
Yeah, I
wrote.
love
I'm like
Louis
scared, like
Armstrong.
Wu-Tang is gonna like come and like assassinate me.
You have
someday.
been afraid.
I'm very afraid of getting attacked by the Wu-Tang
Oh,
clan.
Jesus.
All right, we're on We're going on a real tangent now. So people started to withdraw their money from the banks, all their holdings in gold and silver, deflating the dollar to almost nothing.
Kind of like Bitcoin and Doge today.
Kind of like that. Martin Van Buren did not intervene with this heinous government usage of money, and people lost faith in him. Okay? Now, this is great for the Whigs who just got their shit together in 1839. They made a real big plan to control the executive branch. 3 Whigs, Henry Clay, William Henry Harrison, and Winfield Scott, all announced their bid for the big contest. Remember the big contest?
Yeah.
Oh,
Big contest.
what do you?
You
win?
get to ring the
Saints.
Liberty.
The
You get to
president.
ring the Liberty Bell, even though it's broken.
Excuse me. You have to find out aliens are real.
Yeah. You get to Jimmy Carter all the way. Dude, I like Jimmy Carter, but I wish he didn't bitch out on the alien stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, what a fucking pussy.
Yeah. William Henry Harrison eventually got elected by his party to represent the Whigs for the big contest, but not without doing a little knee bending. So William Henry Harrison, even though he was friends with John Tyler, he hated slavery openly, and some of the Whigs were really into it. Remember how I said the party didn't make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense to me.
So they were like, yeah, that's like a real keynote factor there. Like, what is your party into? Well, some of us like slavery, and some of us don't like slavery. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a good line to draw.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's
So-
easy. If you don't like slavery and racism, you color your hair.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
me.
And if you like it, you drive a Dodge Ram
Ram.
2500.
Yeah. And you.
With a, you have the American flag with the Declaration of Independence in your back
Yep.
window,
And the Blue Lives Matter flag.
with a line going through.
Yeah, dude, you got that line going through. Nothing political about that.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Stop
It's fine.
pushing your opinions on me while I'm driving, you motherfucker. God, I hate that shit. Like, I just want to look at a funny bumper sticker for once in my fucking life on Long Island. I can't
Oh, I
find
just-
one.
You know what I haven't
I just-
seen? You know what I haven't seen, which I'd really like to see, is the blue, the flag with the blue line, but it's like
Peeled a little bit.
peeled. No, it's like split in the middle, and the blue line is coming out like a pee-pee, and then it's just peeing all over a BLM stick. You know,
Oh,
like
like
a
a
Calvin
Calvin.
Hobbes, but like,
Oh,
I just-
yeah.
yeah, that's what I like. That's when I go, oh, we've gone insane.
I just
We will
I
see
just
that.
stickered up my new car. I put "See a Space Cowboy" on the back window,
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
and then I also put a big titty goth or like a big titty anime chick on my mud flap.
Well, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to see some fucking patriotic shit that doesn't even relate
Well,
to this time.
I mean,
period
I'm
anymore.
patriotic to
Yeah.
both of those things: Cowboy Bebop and fake anime tits.
Yeah, I want to see truck nuts more. I don't. That's a lost art. I think.
It is a lost art. That's a good way of phrasing it. So William Henry Harrison eventually, like I said, he gets the bid, but he tries to bridge the gap between the party, and he wants someone who had slaves but talked out of the other side of his mouth to smooth out the whole topic. So there we go. Unspoken truths, lizard people. That's how you get John
Third
Tyler.
eyelid. I
Okay.
knew it.
Now it's time to run. And what do you need to run? You need a real catchy slogan.
Shoes.
Travis, will you?
Tippy Canoe and Tyler too.
That's right.
Which
Tippecanoe and Tyler
I
too.
That's a
sometimes
hard
just
one.
yell randomly when I'm drunk.
I noticed.
You have yelled that. Now, hold on. Let's examine this. Imagine your qualifier for a high government electoral run position. The qualifier for that is the word "to."
Yeah.
So here's the guy you're voting for, and I'm here too.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't sound as good as if it was Tippy Canoe and Tyler as well.
Yeah, that's true. But also, it says a lot to the assumed position as John Tyler. Anyone could do it. Like, you can fit anyone's name into that slogan. It's like, happy birthday, okay?
Yeah.
Tippy Canoe and Mike Regan, too.
Yeah, Elon Musk and Bill Gates, too.
Please.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, Jeff Epstein Island, you too.
You too.
You too, the band.
You two, the band. Yeah,
Terrible.
Tippy Canoe and you two, too. Either way, I just think that's very funny that it's truly how we looked at this guy at the time. When I say we, I mean them. I wasn't there. How people looked at him was, oh, he's here.
Well, you don't see Guns N' Roses for Buckethead. You see it for Axl Rose.
True.
You know,
that's why Buckethead has his own spin-off.
And that shit rhymed, too. Back then, I feel like everything was very bland.
Yeah, it was very hard to rhyme. They didn't understand what rhyming was.
They didn't have dope beats to rhyme over.
Yeah.
If you could rhyme back then, I'm sure that slogan made someone an entire lifetime's worth of gold and silver.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Worth noting about campaigning. Now, the campaign trail was a plus for every government-elect job except for the job of presidential bids for the big contest. The idea that the campaign for president was such a high position that it would seem desperate to go out and campaign. Now, I 100% agree with this.
Yeah.
If you're running for president, don't fucking tell me why you're running for president. I should fucking know already.
Yeah.
But what if you're the underdog?
If you're the underdog, then you better get campaigning. So this is what happened. Martin Van Buren, he knows he's in hot fucking water, but he does not want to give up that sweet seat. Okay? So he starts touring and giving speeches and sucking off voters and, behind dumpsters.
Wow.
At Jack in the Box. So William Henry Harris and the old John Tyler Thomas, they step up their game, and they did the same. They were like, you know what? If he's campaigning, we're going to start campaigning. So this started campaigning for presidents in general across the board.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, so we have these fucking assholes to thank for that.
Yeah, the same guy who's let's...
and I'm sure this was the same thing back in the day with these guys, with Tippy Canoe and Tyler, too. These assholes come into, like, some local town. They're like, oh, yeah, I heard so many stories. Your husband was a veteran and he lost both of them. I care so much. They don't give a shit about
I want
you.
your vote.
Yeah, it's fun. If you don't know that, then turn off the show. So, John made this work for him. You see, he was somewhat of a natural, the roof is on fire style speech giver. Keep in mind, the Whigs were strictly anti-Jackson, so there was no real talking points for them. It was just like, we want small government, kind of. And the Whigs were, like, really good at campaigning because there were so many of them doing it. They were so disorganized that when they finally decided to organize, they got it together, and they began romanticizing old Tippy Canoe's heroic war stories and made up these whole rag-to-riches stories for both William Henry Harris and John Tyler, which was very untrue, as both of them came from some of America's wealthiest families, but that doesn't matter.
No, this is politics, dog.
Yeah,
right.
It's all made up.
They kept telling them the people, they're like, we're doing a tour. We're going to show up, and we're going to tell you about how Harrison grew up in a log cabin. What a status. So the party basically threw ragers in log cabins, specifically across the nation, across up and down at this point, really. Let's be realistic. With free alcohol for anyone who attended.
Oh.
That's great.
I'm going.
I want free log cabin syrup so I can use it as lubricant.
It's not a lubricant.
Right.
It might be, Cody. It might be.
It's not.
Depends how you use it.
Cody, grow up.
Yeah.
It might be.
And we all know that a good war story with some free booze is a pretty, oh God. Zwick, leave that in, but I messed it up. I'm taking it again. We all know that a war story coupled with free booze is a pretty easy tongue twister, pretty easy voter. God, I ruined the whole charm of that sentence. It looks so good on paper.
Fucked it.
But you know what I'm saying? I could get you to do anything if I liquor you up and gain your trust by saying I fought for you.
Tom, you do that to me all the time. You're like, let's fucking buy an Iwi. Let's fucking do this. And I'm always too drunk. Like, oh, look, this band that I've been touring with is in town. Why don't you pull your penis out and scream and yell?
Yeah. Scream into their assholes for them.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're a good politician, Tom.
I sure am. I can't wait to run one day.
Maybe we should be like last podcast on the left, and one of us could try to run for office and fail.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'll do it.
Mike
for
do
fun.
it.
Maybe I'll just try to. Maybe I'll just try to beat Kissel.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
The Beat Kissel campaign.
I just want to get more votes than Ben Kissel.
Yeah,
I don't even want to win.
He's a nice man, but I gotta beat him in politics.
Yeah,
I could put the niceness aside. It's time to destroy him.
Dude, he's been on the news. He's an inside man.
Really?
Yeah, he's a fucking.
Yeah, he's been on like Fox News.
He's like
it's
a
very
newscaster.
I didn't know that.
He's like a Democratic pundit for Fox or something. It's like weird. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know much about that guy's personal career or whatever the hell he's doing. Anyway, so they chose log cabins because, as I mentioned, they claimed that Harrison grew up in one and could better identify with those living in them. Bullshit.
So they also, I mean, they beat out Lincoln because Lincoln's whole thing was that he grew up in a log cabin, which he did, but that was like his campaign platform.
I honestly think that that was everyone's campaign platform, but Lincoln had to lean on it heavier because he was actually poor.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I feel like that's nowadays people do that shit the same. Like Biden when he was campaigning is like, my dad was a postmaster general in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And like, look how blue collar I am.
Yeah, no, it goes a long way. I mean, the country's full of people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you can identify with that,
yeah.
Anyway, booze. Let's talk booze.
Yes.
Now, this term was not invented, but popularized during this campaign.
Wait, booze?
Booze for liquor.
Really?
Booze distiller, EC Booze, took advantage of these log cabin political events and sold bottles of whiskey shaped like log cabins, calling them old cabin whiskey, to catch the whole William Henry Harris hype.
Adorable.
Wow, that's really cool. So every time you say, like, I'm a booze hound, which is most times they go for a job interview.
Right.
I know where it comes from. I can hit it up with a little history. Look, you're judging me that I'm a booze hound, but guess what, dog? I know where it comes from.
That's exactly where you
Turns
thought
out
it comes
I do
from.
history.
I didn't think it came from Mr. Tippy Canoe and Tyler, too.
Well, you learn something new every day, especially here on Roast Mortem, so you learn more on Thursdays. Okay? Wednesday is the day before... I have no idea why I just said Wednesday. I really don't. I had a fart there, guys.
Brain fart.
Keep it in, Zwick. We're having fun tonight. So the Whigs made... the Whigs on Wednesday. The Whigs made campaigning a family event, inviting everyone by. Beforehand, it was all men who would show up, and other men would do talks at them. But they were turning around. They were like, bring the whole family.
Yeah,
sure, none of them can vote, but let's get them involved.
Yeah.
Let me shake your kid's hands.
Yeah, let me shake that kid's hand.
Let me see if he's a real kid, you fucking imposter.
The more babies' hands you shake, the more you blow.
That's the more likable you get, the more baby hands you get on record.
So, all while this shit is happening, Tyler was slowly being forced out of the inner circles of the Whig Party, as Henry Clay was growing jealous of the attention and talking mad shit about his old friend John Tyler behind his back.
Sneak dissing.
Shut up, human Clay, you dick.
Hey, you pile of garbage.
Well, as you know, the big contest time comes.
Ooh.
Big time.
And William Henry Harrison's ticket sweeps the floor with 234 electoral votes. Martin Van Buren with a puny, little, disgusting 60 votes.
Oh, baby pee-pee.
Oh,
Booze.
well, yeah, everyone saw that
Very
coming.
micro penis of him.
It was an embarrassment.
Where's Clay?
Okay? Well, Clay he wasn't chose to run as the Whig representative.
Oh, okay.
He got out in the primary.
Oh, all right. So he's out, dog.
Yeah, or their equivalent of the primaries. I don't think it was called the primaries because it wasn't a national event like that. the Whigs were doing great. They really came to their own here. They gained the majority of the Senate and the House, and now they had the executive branch. So that's pretty great if you're trying to get anything done. Fortunately, nothing gets done.
As they always do.
Right. At this time, the vice president didn't have any responsibilities on paper. So John went back home and started doing plantation ownership without giving a care in the world about what was happening. Okay?
Yeah.
Until this point, no exaggeration here, a vice president could best be thought of as a spare tire.
That must have been fucking lit.
Yeah.
Just to like hang out and just be like, yeah, I'm kind of the president, but I'm gonna do all this bullshit.
Yeah. So whenever I see that name vice president, I go,
What are they doing?
you're not busy.
Yeah.
You're taking photos somewhere, looking busy.
Dude,
Yeah,
and they couldn't even take photos back then. I mean, it took like a
Word
few
of mouth.
photos.
Took like one, yeah, like a really still photo. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you get to pose for this one.
Yeah, for 46 minutes.
Wow.
Yes.
Thursday,
Thank you, Steve
March
Jobs.
4th, 1841, William Henry Harris was inaugurated and went on to give a long-winded speech that ended up killing him.
What the fuck?
Now, this is a lesson in wrapping it up, which I will try to do
Okay.
here. William Henry Harrison. He is the oldest elected president at the time, only beaten out by Ronald Reagan. So I think he is 68.
And Trump.
Oh, almost 69.
Oh,
which
well-
means he should live forever.
Yeah, something like that. I think, wasn't Reagan older than Trump?
No, I think Trump was the oldest president.
Oh, okay. Well, at the time, he got everyone beat.
Well, no,
Harrison.
Biden is the oldest president now.
I'm not surprised. Him?
That motherfucker
He's-
is.
You mean the old spare tire?
that motherfucker is
Yeah,
as
old
shit.
spare
I don't know why
tire.
we elected him.
Oh, dude,
He's the lesser of the both evils, I guess. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know about any politics anymore.
we should have elected Vermin Supreme.
We should got someone else.
Just anyone else, really.
She got me.
Just anyone else. It's fine. All right, let's continue. So a lesson in wrapping it up. He gives a speech that approaches almost 2 hours of conversation to people. So this is a man talking with very little political points that he's trying to drive through. He's just trying to get power.
Yeah.
And he's talking for 2 hours. It is March 4th. It is freezing out this day. It is raining. He decides to not wear not only no mitten, not only no hat, but no jacket.
He's savage.
What
Savage.
an idiot. That's not a savage.
Uh,
That's a dumbass,
savage.
dude.
Total dumbass. So
Total
a
savage.
week
And,
later.
and also, he like, why is he doing that? There's no cameras running on him. He's just talking to the fucking wind.
Yeah, and no one can hear him anyway. So
Yeah.
this is 2 hours of just unadulterated, moronic behavior that killed the president. A week later, he comes down with the flu-like symptoms, and 3 weeks after that, April 4th, William Henry Harris died. I think it was a pneumonia of the lower lobes.
Ooh.
Now,
Oh.
a messenger was sent to JT's house as quickly as possible. Rumor has it that JP was no fool and kind of saw this coming. Over the course of those 3 weeks, I think the doctor was like, this guy's not getting better. So it was kind of internal, but they were like, get ready, guys. So JT left his sick wife at home. He left her with 8 kids and, almost no help, just 30-something slaves to help with the kids.
Whoa.
Wow, nothing.
Right.
Really.
Sorry.
So this is the cornerstone of Tyler's greatest life achievement, which is becoming president. Not what he did as president. His legacy pretty much stops with he did it. He went from spare tire to Dale Earnhardt
Whoa.
in the blink of an eye.
Tom, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know about you guys, but Tom, you've toured the country, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you have had to use a spare tire before.
Yes.
They are very important.
They are.
They are?
Very important. You're kind of selling the spare tire a little short.
Yeah, but for 90% of the cases in which spare tires are used, you want to replace them as soon as
With
possible.
a not spare tire.
That is true. That is true. You shouldn't ride on a donut. I see a lot of
Yeah, I
morons
get that.
driving on the road with
That's
donuts.
sketchy as fuck.
Donuts are meant to have your penis surround the
That's
hole.
very true. So this was the first time America took a look at Article 2, Section 1, Clause 6 of the Constitutional regarding succession of presidency. So before this, people had no idea what to do with the actual vice president. Is he just sitting there? Is he going to hang out? And is he going to be a conduit between foreign relations? He's not actually going to be the president, is he? A lot of people thought he wasn't going to be the president.
Can't have that.
So he arrives, Johnny Tyler, he runs down in D.C. Big cock swinging attitude, not expected by anyone in Congress.
Oh, damn.
Or the cabinet, for that matter.
Before you wrap it up, I have a little insight on Tippy Canoe, Breaking Benjamin Tyler. What's his name? Breaking Benjamin?
Breaking Benjamin.
Great.
Yeah. So when he went up against Tecumseh, apparently there was a curse said that one of the natives put on the American government.
The American president, specifically.
Yeah, the American president. Wow. And that was that presidents that were, I think it was every 40 years or something. 20
years.
20 years. Every 20 years, that president would die in office. And it was unbroken until after Kennedy. I don't know. Reagan was shot, apparently. And
Spookums.
I don't know. It's a big curse.
But Reagan is too crafty for those Native Americans. My God, he's got that Hollywood insight, that John Wayne insight, how to avoid being scalped.
Yeah, so Tyler's filling in from the Injun curse.
Right. Thank you for bringing that up. I totally forgot to write that down. So William Henry Harris's cabinet wanted JT to stay the vice president and act on behalf of William Henry Harris's agenda. JT was like, shut up, furniture. This is my job now.
I did.
That joke?
I do.
It's a good joke. It's good for
halal food.
Good for the Bob Vila type.
What the fuck is Bob Vila?
Cars love us. People want to suck our dicks.
So JT swore in front of the cabinet and then later in Congress, making a big point of it. I believe he also swore in front of a few other people before any of this in a hotel room he had rented.
Oh, damn.
He did not.
Motel 8.
Good.
He did not follow the laid out agenda of his predecessor. In fact, when the Whig tried to push forward some kind of pro-bank legislation about national banks, JT vetoed it, resulting in him eventually being kicked out of his own party.
Damn.
What?
He was not well liked. He went in there. He had a lot of attitude. People didn't like the attitude. And he also didn't have much say. He didn't have much to say. He was just like, shut up and listen to me. And they're like, well, could you sign this? He'd be like, shut up and listen to me. I'm the president. And this is why he's known as the president without a party, or his accidency.
That's wacky as shit.
Yeah, I love that. His accidency.
It is a fun one, right? So JT was adamant about people calling him the president. He wouldn't open letters unless they were addressed to him as president of the United States. So imagine that one. Dear John, happy birthday. No, fuck you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dear President of the United States, happy birthday. Fuck you.
I'll allow it.
Eventually, his sick wife, Letitia, joined him in the White House, where she decided it would be a great place to die of old-timey illness.
Nice.
So she died.
Did she get bit by an old rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Possibly. One of those.
Let's just say yes. As historians, we will say yes.
That happened. Being the president.
That's true?
Yes.
Well, as historians, we say yes.
Oh,
This is going to backfire. For some reason, someone's going to find this episode.
Oh.
Being the president, John Tyler was like, let's keep this going. All right?
Let's keep the vibes
So he married
high.
a 30-year younger Julia Gardner, heir to one of New York's richest families, and had had 7 kids with her. 7 kids.
Oh, no. Leave those kids at home.
Dude, he really wore his wives out. That was his fucking shtick. He's like, I am
I'm going to ruin that womb.
I am a trust fund baby from San Francisco, and you are my first bungee cord. To every woman he met. Wow.
I'm just saying, this guy had a fucking Coke can dick.
Yeah, he must have had a very disgusting penis.
I'm almost seeing like the curvature of like a hummingbird's bill, because it's got to be moving about that fast.
I feel like it's like a hook. He does it like from the side. He's like a hook motion going on.
Hooking in the most.
Yeah, like a cat's penis.
Kind of like how like a bird goes in for some water. Like a bird's.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's how.
Is that a good image? I don't know.
That's how.
See, my penis.
15 of America's best children were made.
My penis is more like a pelican's bill. It collects the stuff
Mine's non-existent.
and spits it out.
Yes.
I'm very smooth, like a Ken doll down there.
Wow, that's very.
Oh, look at you.
Please stop talking again for a little bit.
Sorry.
Tyler was big on Western expansion and manifest destiny, even though the Whigs were not. You know, to each their own. Those poor natives. Just think about that.
Mike, that's what you like. Your manifest destiny.
I think I just gotta vision your destiny.
Yep.
But the whole trick to that is you gotta like kind of do it too.
Kind of just do it. Yeah, really.
Yeah, just kind of just like kill everyone in your way. Just do it.
Yeah, you got. That's the American way.
One thing that he is known for is the annexation of Texas. He added that to his agenda. You see, Texas, we've mentioned before, it was on its own at this time. It was the Republic of Texas.
Lone Star.
And check this shit out. As far as we could tell, the reason he wanted to annex Texas and make it a state was because they didn't have slaves. So his thought process was to bring them into the states and legalize slavery there to normalize it in the region.
Ugh.
Great.
Yeah, how gross is that
Very
one?
gross of him.
Yeah.
That's one of the whole main reasons for the Civil War was there was like, we're going to add new states, but they got to have slavery.
Yeah.
No, they don't have to have slavery. So he's part of the weenies that were like, they got to have slavery.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. So there was an annexation treaty that was made. It was pushed through. It didn't make it official, but it was laying out all the groundwork. So I guess it's the first part of the treaty or whatever, continuing talks. Right after the treaty was signed, JT took him and his new cabinet, along with 400 people, out for a celebratory ride on the newly built USS Princeton. Now, the captain of the Princeton decided that he should show off and fire the new Peacemaker. Now, this was America's largest gun. Okay?
Oh.
He was like, let's just shoot this fucker off as a celebratory, we might get Texas kind of thing. I don't understand. So they're firing off. Everyone's going, yeah, fucking loud. Right? So they're winding it down, and the crowd's like, one more loud.
Right,
so they go, he goes, all right, one last time. Let's do it. Boom. Fires the gun. The gun backfires.
Oh.
It kills a whole bunch of people who are hanging out on the deck. A whole bunch of them instantly killed. JT is actually down inside the boat now, listening to his son-in-law sing a ditty. I'm not making that up. That's why he wasn't there. He was listening to his son-in-law sing a ditty.
What's a ditty?
Mike, can you do a little ditty for us?
This is like a poem.
Sure.
A ditty is like just Yankee Doodle.
Oh.
But no one knows it.
Roast Mortem Cast. We're here tonight, learning about history. Everything's all right.
That's a poem, not a ditty.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Cody,
Good.
Travis,
Cool.
Mike, Tom. This is a scary sight.
Yeah. Now put a little swing in there, Mike.
Swing beat.
Not like
Cody, Travis, and Mike. And Tom.
That's
on
a
Roast
ditty.
Mortem tonight.
He's got a ditty.
Hey, ditty
Yeah,
approved.
it's white people. It's white people. Oh yeah,
Oh,
ditty
it's-
is white people rapping.
So
Yes.
it's just cringe, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, that's what you would call it. Us,
Oh.
we would call it hits. So now a lot of
Ditties.
people died instantly, as I said. So JT's
Good.
hopes for running for president again quickly died,
Oops.
along with those few people that just got murdered for the sake of one more loud. Now, Tyler did successfully annex Texas, but within 3 days of leaving office. And he decided not to run again, but endorse James Polk, since he was in hot water.
Ooh.
After his time in office, he hung around his Virginia plantation, Walnut Grove. Henry Clay had referred to this plantation as JT's Sherwood Forest, which is a bad insult because I don't think Robin Hood had slaves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Tyler actually liked it and rebranded his plantation as Sherwood Forest, which it is still called today.
Well, and also Robin Hood steals from the rich and gives to the poor. JT is just rich. And
Right.
uses slaves.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Now, as the civil, I missed one bit. So he's back home. Remember how he went all anti Jackson for a while?
Yeah. Wig boy.
And I said how all of his neighbors from Virginia didn't like that. They were like, no, man, because they liked him. So basically, when he came back, his neighbors, as a mockery of him, granted him. They made a government position and gave it to him without him running for it, called the Overseer of Roads.
Oh, fancy.
Right. Now, remember how he rejected the federal help to build roads?
Yeah.
Right. So check this out. The neighbors make this bad joke, and they go, here's the Overseer of Roads. Ha ha, you stupid president. This backfired because since he was technically an official again, he was able to contract and tax them of their slave time to actually have their slaves build the roads.
Oh.
So yeah, like he just fucked you them.
Yeah, it was a big fuck you, and the slaves were like, I'm sure they couldn't give a shit either way because their lives were terrible, but he took away their resources to make money for a few weeks while they made roads, and they were all, I wish we didn't make you the Overseer of Roads. Right. As the Civil War approached, Tyler did everything he could to make sure that Virginia succeeded with the rest of them, if you know what I mean. Seceded, not succeeded. Seceded.
And succeeded, the more you break away from the government, the more you blow.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, he added a committee that negotiated terms for Virginia's entry into the Confederate States of America and helped set a pay rate for the military members who fought for the Confederacy.
Yeesh.
Like them or not, they still need to get paid.
It's true.
He was given a seat in Confederate Congress. And in November 1861, he was elected to the Confederate House of Representatives.
Ooh.
Now, someone asked me how he did it.
How this fucking dick die?
All right. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
asked. January 1862. JT started getting the chills and vomiting and other gross shit.
So
remember, this guy,
the
he
norm.
wasn't healthy.
Baseline.
Right. Travis,
Yeah.
you remember, he wasn't healthy at all to begin with. So this is kind of like, him shitting his pants. Everyone knew they shit his pants and spit up porridge every day. So it was not that alarming. But he was in Washington and he decided, I'm not feeling good. I better head back to the Sherwood Forest. And for a couple days, he was going to head back, and he wasn't in Washington. Excuse me. He was where was the Confederate headquarters?
Was it Fredericksburg, Virginia?
Virginia. Yeah, Frederick. I think so. Yeah. So he's down there. That could be wrong. That might be the one piece of misinformation that slips through.
I thought it was Mississippi.
You're just kind of
No.
mean, aren't you?
I'm pretty stoned.
Yeah. A couple days before his trek back, he started doing gross, weird stuff in bed, and his wife Julia was like, gonna call the doc now.
Stop pooping on me during sex, please. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
It was Richmond.
It was Richmond, Virginia.
Stop scatting on me,
Richmond.
please.
So I guess he was going from Richmond, and he was going to head back to his home, which was close to Richmond. I know he wasn't home when he died. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
January 18th, 1862, he dies, probably because of a stroke. The doctor's like, I hope you don't die. And he's just like, I'm probably going to die right now. And then he did.
You're calling a shot like that.
Right. So, quick post-mortem on this gentleman. He's the only U.S. president to die as a Confederate and the only one to be buried in a Confederate flag.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So he rocked the Confederacy really hard. Like a lot of older people do in their later end of their life. They just like...
He went all Dukes of Hazzard with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was a real Skinnerd fan.
Yes. Guys, I've talked enough. Why don't you guys wrap up the episode?
So Steven Tyler, great singer, Aerosmith.
I see this has backfired.
Hey, so let us know what you think about this dickhead on social media. What's your favorite president? Probably not this guy. You can check us out at roastmortemcast.com, where you can see all the broken links You could get merch, maybe. I haven't looked at that in a while.
I haven't gotten a hat yet, you
Did
fucks.
you buy one?
You gotta buy one, you
I gotta
stupid
buy a hat? Are you
idiot.
kidding me?
Well, who else is gonna buy it?
How much is
I'm
the
not
hat?
gonna buy you a hat. You're the money man.
How much is the hat?
I don't even
Like
know.
$20, I
All right,
think.
that's a plug. I was trying to plug your hat.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the low price of whatever's on the website right now.
Yeah. You could go follow us on Instagram. You could go follow us on Twitter. You can go follow us on Facebook, even though we don't really reply on Facebook. You can follow all our social media.
You follow me on
can see
Venmo.
you can see how many teeth Mike loses.
Yeah,
Loses at SmoothBraden420
Yes.
on Twitter.
Patreon.com/roastmortemcast. Give us your hard-earned ducats there. We'll do something fun with them. We'll keep them away from Mike.
I was gonna give you some financial reports this week, but I left the report at home.
They're gonna withhold them. I think that's illegal.
Yeah.
You go to jail for that shit.
It's delayed.
I finally got my lav mic from Sweetwater. I've been waiting for it for months. Thank you, Sweetwater, for saying that it was available and taking months to deliver it to me. But
It's available.
I'm planning on doing a review of Spencer's at Spencer's.
Hey,
Wherever I can
live?
find a Spencer's.
Can you do it with a GoPro attached, please?
That's what I'm going to do, dog. I just needed a microphone. I'm going to show you all the Why So Serious shirts that you should buy. And the
Ooh.
Richard and Morty shirts.
The best part is he turns into a pickle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really funny.
That always gets me.
Funniest damn thing I ever
It's so
saw.
Always
funny.
gets me.
Speaking of Comic Genius, continue listening to us. Okay, with that, good night, everyone. Thank you, Shane.
Please give me
Good
money,
night.
please.
Dang
Thank
it,
you.
you're good.
We need halal food.